Some ideas for freedom from stress. Everyone agrees that stress has become an integral part of our lives today. We are also aware of positive and negative aspects of stress. Stress is positive as long as it helps in increasing our work efficiency and helps us make progress. But when it begins to affect our lives adversely, the same stress becomes negative. A person does experience stress while working towards attaining success, but this stress is positive. The stress experienced, on the other hand, due to anxiety of failure, is negative. Irrespective of the nature of stress, what is important is how we react to it, and it is this reaction which actually affects our lives. Surveys confirm that everyone faces stress all the time, though its level may vary. How much stress one faces is not as important as how he or she faces the stress. It is estimated that about 8 to 10% of Indian population suffers from some kind of mental disorder, like stress, anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, or addiction to intoxicating substances. In our country, the number of psychologists per lakh population is only 0.3, whereas in other countries, these numbers are 1.7 in China, 9.16 in Australia, 11.06 in Russia, 12.4 in USA, 13.42 in Canada, 14.12 in France, 14.63 in UK, 18.31 in Sweden, and 26.69 in Norway. Psychologists say that people suffering from stress normally go to doctors only when they realise that their condition has severely degraded due to stress. Just like a person takes his car to a mechanic not only when a major repair is needed, but also when he notices some small signs of faults. In a similar manner, a person must not wait till his mental health deteriorates completely. Instead, at the early signs of experiencing adverse effects itself, he should work towards relieving the stress or visit a psychologist for consultation. Almost everyone lives in stress these days, but does not realise it. A report published in British Medical Journal states that stress affects our work routine a lot, and most of the diseases that affect our daily activities are caused by stress. More than 50% of our working hours can get wasted due to disorders created by stress. According to psychologists, the following are the typical symptoms of excessive stress: disinterest in activities related to job, early tiring during work, lack of concentration, irregularity in appetite, insomnia, irritability in behaviour, etc. It is not necessary that stress would create any physical problem, like headache or any other form of pain. But when stress exceeds a certain limit, it begins to affect several other parts of the body. For example, blood pressure may go up, which can result in heart disease or brain stroke. Stress increases the level of acidity in the stomach, which can cause diseases like ulcerative colitis and irritable bowel syndrome. Stress can cause harm to our immune system as well, which increases susceptibility to contagious diseases. It can increase allergic reactions and asthma, and put us in a long bout of worry and depression. To overcome stress, people begin to take drugs and alcohol. When they cannot handle stress, some even commit suicide. On the other hand, people who face their difficulties with patience and manage stress well make progress continuously. We must always bear this in our mind, that stress can show up anytime, in any form, during the long journey of life. But what impact will stress have on our lives, whether it will adorn it or destroy it, completely depends on how we resolve our stress. A study was conducted by mental health and behavioural science team of Fortis Healthcare on 2,463 people from 8 cities to understand the effect of stress on them. The team found that the majority of the people who participated in the survey suffered from stress to some extent at least. Almost 48% of people who participated in the survey were suffering so much that they needed consultation and treatment. 30% of people suffered moderate stress, while the remaining 22% of people had a milder level of stress. The most significant unexpected outcome of the survey was that the main reason for the stress experienced by 79% of the most stressed out people was their own personality, and only 6% were suffering due to external causes, like due to workplace, work pressure, relationships, and others. The outcome of the study clearly tells us that if problem-solving skills are focused upon and developed, a large part of the population of our country can effectively handle its stress without any medical help. How to control our behaviour and how to fight stress, these are skills that are very important to learn. Several people get stressed because they have a preconceived expectation of how the world should be. When things don't work out, as per their expectation, they do not accept their error. If instead we accept the world as it is and accept the reality of the present situations, the stress would reduce significantly. To handle stress, we must adopt practices that help in calming the mind and the body, like yoga, pranayama, meditation, walking, listening to music, or taking up some hobby, etc. A regular practice of these gives complete relief from stress and empowers us and makes us mentally ready to take up new tasks. Pranayama and meditation help in regulating the rate of breathing, in reducing stress, and help us to search for holistic solutions to our problems. It is not necessary that meditation, chanting mantras, and pranayama always directly reduce stress, but definitely a process sets in through these that provide capability to fight with adversities, or finding worthy solutions for difficulties, which helps in relief from stress. Sometimes talking to others and listening with concentration is also a good way to relieve stress. According to psychologists, when stress is created due to relationships, it is good to talk with a concerned person and listen attentively. Conversation helps in relieving stress. Even if a person is an introvert, he must yet find someone who can be trusted and with whom he can speak his heart out. Just like financial independence helps in relieving stress created due to financial needs of the family, a helpful friend or a close family member plays a big role in reducing personal stress. Resorting to intoxicating substances to reduce stress is very harmful because these can lead to several other physical and mental problems. Psychologists advise that rather than ignoring stress or simply assuming that stress would go away with time, it is better to find out the real reasons behind stress and then work out ways to solve them. Searching for the solution proactively is the right way to get relief from stress.